Imagine finally leaving the country with so much hope and excitement for a better life abroad, only to be returned and dumped in Lagos some months later with a missing organ that you don't even know is missing. This is the kind of story that shows you just how evil a human being can be to a fellow human being. In April 2026, 19-year-old Ajiro decided to visit her mother in the Igban community of Delta State. Ajiro did not live with her mother. She stayed with her father in Opaka, a different local government area within the same state. This visit was meant to be a normal mother-to-daughter time together, a chance to catch up and spend quality time together. But what her mother would discover during this visit would completely wipe away their joy. When Ajiro arrived at her mother's house, something was immediately wrong. The mother noticed that her daughter looked very sick. She was no longer the lively girl she used to be. Worried, the mother began asking questions. Ajiro lifted her shirt and showed her mother something that made her blood run cold. There were scars on her abdomen. These were not small cuts or minor injuries. These were poorly healed surgical scars, the kind that come from someone being cut open for an operation. The mother was in shock and confusion. She pressed further to find out how those cuts came to be. That was when 19-year-old Ajiro began to tell her horrific story. Ajiro explained that back in September 2025, 7 months before this visit, she had met a 47-year-old woman named Blessing Mongo, who happened to also be her father's friend. Blessing had approached Ajiro and two of her friends with an exciting opportunity. She asked them if they would like to travel abroad to work. For many young Nigerians, the chance to travel overseas for work is a dream come true. It represents opportunity, better income, and a chance at a better life. Of course, Ajiro said yes, she agreed to travel. But there was something strange about the offer. Blessing never told Ajiro what kind of work she would be doing in Ivory Coast. She never explained the job description, the working conditions, or what would be expected of her. She just promised her a job abroad, and that was enough to secure Ajiro's agreement. After Ajiro agreed to travel, Blessing connected her to another woman. This woman was named Esther, and she was 32 years old. Esther's role was to handle the logistics of Ajiro's travel to Ivory Coast. She made all the arrangements and ensured that Ajiro successfully made the journey from Nigeria to the neighboring West African country. When Ajiro arrived in Ivory Coast, she was placed under the care of a group of people. She thought these people would take her to her new job. She thought they would show her where she would be working and what she would be doing. But what they told her instead shattered all her expectations and filled her with terror. These people were not employers, they were human traffickers, and the job they had brought her to Ivory Coast to do was not a legitimate job at all. They told her she had been brought there for prostitution. They expected her to sell her body to men for money. Ajiro was horrified because this was not what she had agreed to. She immediately refused. She told them clearly and firmly that she would not engage in prostitution. Desperate and scared, Ajiro called Blessing Mongo, the woman who had started this whole nightmare, and asked to be brought back to Nigeria. Blessing told her she could not bring her back to Nigeria. She claimed she did not have the money to fund Ajiro's transport back home. In that moment, Ajiro realized that Blessing had sold her. The traffickers now had a problem. They had paid money for Ajiro. They had invested in bringing her to Ivory Coast, but she was refusing to do the work they had brought her there to do. She was of no use to them as long as she kept refusing. They needed to find a way to make her compliant or to make her more valuable for their purposes. What they did next was beyond evil. One day, the traffickers gave Ajiro an injection that made her lose consciousness. When she finally woke up, she found herself in a room. She felt pain in her abdomen and looked down to see bandage wounds on her stomach. She had no memory of what had occurred while she was unconscious. She had no idea that while she slept, someone had performed an illegal surgery on her. The traffickers took Ajiro back to their location and waited for her wounds to heal. Days passed, but the wounds did not get better. Instead of healing properly, they got worse. The surgical site became infected. Ajiro's condition deteriorated. She was sick, in pain, and her wounds looked terrible. The traffickers realized they had a serious problem. Ajiro was not healing. She was getting sicker, and in her current condition, she was completely useless to them. They could not use her for prostitution. She was just a burden now, a sick girl taking up space and resources. So they made a cold, heartless decision. They transported Ajiro from Ivory Coast back to Nigeria, but they did not take her home to Delta State or bother to return her to her family. Instead, they dumped her in Lagos and abandoned her there. Ajiro managed to find her way from Lagos back to Delta State. She eventually made her way to her mother's house, and that was when her mother saw the scars and demanded to know what had happened. After hearing her daughter's story, Ejiro's mother immediately went to the police station and filed a report. She told the police everything her daughter had told her about her journey to Ivory Coast and the scars on her stomach. The police took the report seriously. They arrested both Blessing and Esther and took them into custody for interrogation and further investigation. At the same time, they took Ajiro to the hospital for a proper medical examination. What the doctors discovered at the hospital was devastating beyond words. The examination revealed that Ejiro's womb had been removed. The scars on her stomach were not from a random surgery or accident. They were the incisions made by a doctor who had performed a hysterectomy on her without her knowledge or consent. When Ajiro was told this news, her world collapsed. At just 19 years old, she had lost her ability to ever carry a child. She had her whole life ahead of her, dreams of maybe getting married one day and having her own family. All of that had been stolen from her while she was unconscious in Ivory Coast. But the question remained why? Why would the traffickers remove her womb? What possible reason could they have for doing something so extreme and cruel? You will find their reason for this cruel act to be very disturbing. During their interrogation, the suspects began to confess. Both Blessing and Esther admitted to their roles in trafficking Ajiro to Ivory Coast. Blessing confessed that she had been paid 400,000 naira to recruit and deliver the girls to the traffickers. Esther admitted that she received 150,000 naira for her role in handling the travel arrangements and also ensuring the girls arrived in Ivory Coast safely. The irony of the situation was almost unbearable. Both of these women were mothers. Both had daughters of their own. When the police asked them if they would send their own daughters to Ivory Coast for the same job, both women objected. They could never do that to their own children, but they had no problem doing it to someone else's daughter. The police revealed the reason why Ejiro's womb had been removed, and it was even more disturbing than anyone had imagined. The traffickers had removed her womb to prevent her from getting pregnant during prostitution. They wanted her to work continuously without any disruptions. A pregnancy would mean lost time and lost income for them, so they simply eliminated that possibility by taking away her ability to ever conceive. These people saw Ajiro not as a human being with dreams and rights, but as a machine that needed to be modified for maximum efficiency. The fact that they destroyed her life, her future, and her chance at motherhood meant absolutely nothing to them. Currently, Ajiro is still receiving medical attention. The doctors are working to prevent complications from the botched surgery and to save her life. But while they can heal the physical wounds, nothing can restore what was taken from her.
What's your name?
Ajiro.
Ajiro. Okay, this lady, which of them do you know?
This two.
Okay, how is she related to you?
Wait. Show my daddy.
Okay, through your daddy. Okay, what did she tell you before they carry you go Ivory Coast?
Say na work.
Now, when you get there, what did you call notice?
I shall.
I shall work. What did you call tell them?
I tell them say I wan come back. They say they no dey fit dey give me transport.
So when you come call that time when you say which of them you call say you won't come back?
Na this aunty wey carry me give that other aunty.
What did she come tell you?
She say she no fit give me money. Say ma dey there.
All right. So at what point now did you notice this that they have done something to your tummy?
When I finish wake up.
Okay, when you just wake up, at what time did you sleep, or you don't know when you take sleep?
No.
All right, they injected her, she fell unconscious, and they did this damage, inhuman treatment to her. We are going to be interviewing the suspect now. Madam, what is your name?
My name is Blessing.
Madam, you go put your mouth on.
My name is Blessing.
This girl, who is she to you?
Na my girl.
Now your girl. What did you tell her? What did you tell her when make she go Africa? Because what did you tell her?
My friend come meet me.
Madam, I know answer to your friend come meet you. What did you tell this girl?
I ask her, say you go like travel?
She say wetin?
And she say yes.
All right. Who be this your friend?
Na her name na Esther.
Her name na Esther. All right. So how much they pay you when you for this girl to travel out? How much did they pay you?
He give me 400,000.
How much they give the other lady who stand with you? You don't know.
Eh?
How many children do you have?
I don't know how much.
But how many children you get?
I get 4.
How many boys? How many girls?
I get 4 boys.
How old are the girls?
I get 3 boys.
How old is the girl?
My girl na 18 years.
18 years. Why you not carry her go Ivory Coast? Where is she? She dey Ivory Coast.
No.
Why you not carry her go Ivory Coast? But you can convince a 19-year-old girl to go to Ivory Coast. Now, have you seen what they've done to her? How do you feel now?
Yeah, so, no,
Madam,
I'm not happy at all.
you, what is your name?
Esther.
Esther.
I'm not
How much they
happy.
give you for this
I'm
stuff
not
now to carry this
happy.
girl go Ivory Coast? How much did they give you?
I'm not
Now
happy at
115
all.
my
They
friend
Now,
give.
150 I reach you.
Say the person of that
Now,
building.
you don't sweat it and do her.
I don't see. I mean, I don't know saying I like this.
How many children you get?
I get 3.
How many boys? How many girls?
2 boys, 1 girl.
The girl, how old is she?
5 years.
5 years. Where is she now?
She did house
She dey house
with my mom.
with your mommy. So when she reach 18, they say you carry and go Ivory Coast, make dem do am like this.
One question that remains unclear is the role of Ejiro's father in all of this. Since Ejiro was living with him at the time, it is highly likely that he agreed to her traveling to Ivory Coast. Whether he knew the true nature of the job or was also deceived by blessing his friend remains unknown to us at this time. He would have to live with the fact that his friend betrayed his trust in the worst possible way and destroyed his young daughter's life. The 2 suspects are currently in police custody. The case has been transferred to the State Criminal Investigation Department for further investigation. Sadly, the damage they have caused cannot be undone. What do you think will be the legal punishment for these 2 suspects? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more true crime stories.